Hey, I wanted to show you the shingle press that we use to make these shingles and other various pieces of wood, the chinking indoors of the cabin, which basically serves as insulation for the cabin in cold weather. They used all the products from right there where they built the cabin in Wayne County in the 1830s. Well, this is item thing. It looks kind of odd, but it's basically thinking that I have a brake. I put my foot on this process where I can hold this piece of cypress that I got that I split off of a log with a throat, and now I got it on here where I can break it. So this thing, I can hold it down as a vise. And so what we do, think of a draw knife. This is a comb. I need to take pieces of this off and make it flat on one side, so when that shingle lines up on the other one, that on that cabin over there like they do, you got them together and the water will run down and it won't come back on the porch or anything. So this is this is very useful. Also, I made chinking, long pieces of wood to go inside the wall of the cabin. You see holes in this one. This is a smokehouse or a storage barn. This is Delk Cabin. It was moved from Wayne County, Georgia to this site at where Oatland Island in Savannah, Georgia, off Islands Expressway. You may want to come here one time. Check this out. These cabins was moved here, kind of like they took it apart like a puzzle and put it back together. So to make a long story short, all the materials of this cabin were built from that Wayne County area. It's all Georgia logs made out of resinous, highly concentrated, what they call heart pine, and it won't rot. Termites can't eat it. It'll last forever. It's called a fat lighter. But anyway, look at these, how the cabin's constructed. It's called a notch system. There's 2 or 3. We'll show you in a minute. But if you'll notice that when I got here, the cabin main frame was already built. I was involved in putting the porch on and the roof, but I didn't really do the roof. I was kind of doing the leveling of the porches, and I did chinking and doors. We have what we call it's kind of a stool device, if you can think about it like this here. But it had a leg I could press down, and I could use a draw knife. And I could make one of these shingles to go on this porch. And they're made out of cypress right there in Wayne County, and the logs will be sunk in the river. They're waterproof. So those last older than a person. So once you build one log cabin, you won't have to build another one. Come on around here, around the porch, I'll show you some more things. Everything is original. It's notched, it's put back with nails out here on the porch that were cut nails made locally. But you can see that we put this thing back together, just like there's numbers here. This is like a P. Everything had like an ABC.
So it's an exact place that it was.
We put it right back like it was in Wayne County. I'm not kidding you. Come here, I'll show you an example. Here's where people hung their coats, for example, or some items. I don't know. It could have been a wash area and somebody hung clothes here. But these are original pegs hanging out of the old log, and that's the log that came out of that one spot. So each one of these items were, before they moved from Wayne County, they were marked, they were put back. And, you know, you can see the cut marks in the various logs were, I don't know what they're there for, but for some purpose or another something happened. I can see where these are all drilled holes, kind of like they're hanging coats or maybe meat. I don't know, who knows, spices. We're going to go out here, there's some more down here I've noticed.
Yeah, all the way down pretty much. Well,
there's some extras, and then you can see in these notched areas where we had the
shims are but basically that's
to level
each one. Yeah.
Shifting. Now,
Because of course the level of the ground is going to be different than what it was in Wayne County.
we can't come. This is a new kitchen house that the Scandinavian culture came into the American colonial period at this time was cabin was built. So this is another example of a kitchen house.
So this is a Scandinavian design, whereas this is a Scottish design.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So this is the new one that Richard didn't work on, and it is a Scandinavian design.
And this is a.
But this is a replica, right? This isn't moved.
Completely replica. Somebody donated this out of the good heart of mine. There's a sign down here. We'll find out. But what I wanted to say about you, help me remember. This log cabin is built on a Scotch-Irish design because you had a door coming in one side.
Now you're talking about this one.
Yes, and a door going out the other side because the idea was in really bad weather you could bring one cow. Your milk cow must have been your most important thing. I remember my grandmother always talked about how important milk and that one milk cow was. But you could bring your cow inside, milk it, and take him back out the other door. So this is the idea of building this cabin, this Delk cabin from Wayne County, Georgia, built 1700s.
You bring your dairy cow inside during the storm, and you don't have to back him up. You can take him back out the other side head first. I see what you're saying.
Goes out straight out the other door. And there's no problem. Cows could be an ornery animal. Remember the fire of Chicago.
And so you got 3 doors in total, and a 3-door porch.
All right, let's walk back here and look at the chimney. We'll probably cut this. We can go out.
Now what was this for? This little doggy door here.
Got a doggy door. It gets very cold. Georgia, you don't think Georgia gets pretty cold, but it's opposite of the north. It's like a reverse cold. Very humid, so it gets very cold, and firewood is kept right out the window, so the person can just open the window.
I gotcha.
See if this is swing open and back. Really cold outside, you keep that thing shut. Need your menizzle of wood, throw it on the fire.
I gotcha.
You can see how these pieces go together,
and it's right by the chimney. How convenient and ergonomic.
Look at the chimney here. Just like we said, the products of all this was made from Georgia, right there in Wayne County, locally. They don't have stone, they don't have rock, they don't have any kind of brick, so they use sand. They make their own sand, wood, unbrick chimney. We had the
sand brick. So that's sand brick.
The sand brick from right there. They would acquire from Georgia sandy. Look around here, you see the sand on the ground. So
yep.
You got a sand. So
that's why we have the sand nets.
The sand net. We just had a no-see of trying to get these to. But anyway, see this? We had inside is a firebox at the bottom, designed not to burn your house up. So you notice the house has not been burned anywhere.
And how old is this house, probably?
Well, we got to walk back over here to the cane grinding area, and we'll tell you exactly how old it is. Joe, let's go find out. Good question. Does it tell us there or over here?
1835.
Okay, that was when cotton was king, and I guess everybody in South Georgia that had any cotton growing or anything of any value. You can see that the house is pillared up on more high resinous, fat, lighter pine, heart pine that grew right there, and no insect will eat that.
So 1979, when you were helping out with this, how old were you, Richard?
Well, I was, I reckon, maybe 23. No, wait a minute. Yeah, I was about, I guess 22, 23. I was a young prime man then.
Exactly. And so, the shotgun style log cabin out on Oatland Island. Now we're going to turn to the grinder now, is that right?
Yeah,
the cane grinder? One thing about southern Georgia, we got a lot of good sugar cane. Is that what this is about?
Yeah. The sugar cane grew cane probably would have Scotch Irish people did that over there. I'm not. Just look over here. Explains it rather well. So we use information. We got more. Here we go. The raw sugar cane operation set up here is dedicated by the Nix Farm from Garnet, South Carolina, which is across the river and the other side of Georgia line. Cane grinding. This is right.
So this
here.
was run by horses.
Well, anything that would pull it, you can use a mule, use anything that was able to do it. Cane grinder consists of this crusher in the middle, you see, and you squeeze the sugar canes by pieces. You pick them up, they're round like a bamboo stalk, and you feed them in one at a time between those drums, and the animals walking in a circle.
Well, if you haven't tried any of the cane syrup that you can get here on the road stands when you're running through southern Georgia, then you ought to try it, because cane syrup is about the best syrup you can get for your flapjacks in the morning.
Here you go. If you can zoom in here, you can see they bent a piece of aluminum metal. Beneath that, see it right there? You can see it. And it ran into a vat, and they captured it. And we're going to walk over here and look at where they cook it up. So we talk about the process. See? Here's a big cane pot, and they fire up a big boiler. It's a big old large cast iron vat, and it sits on a furnace built out of brick. It's U-shaped, so the fire chute on the top of the U. So you got a wood fire, you throw it in there and a chute, and then you push it back with a tool under the vat. So you kind of feed it in, you shoot it in there a piece at a time or two. Get a steady blaze going, and then you get your cane syrup heating up. There's juice when it leaves over there, but as you start cooking it, it starts creating a froth. It takes 3 to 4 hours to cook up a batch if you want a bottle, and maintaining this temperature is kind of an art, so you have to listen to the boss. But I remember from the old days, the people kind of got intoxicated off part of this substance. They called it Skippy. I see here that they boiled it and skimmed it. This juice had to keep being skimmed, where that skimmings will get you drunk. We had stories in our family where various ones, one actual guy, just kind of a funny story, I almost hate to say it, but one of our uncles, old Tommy D, he supposedly changed into a lady's dress and went and voted under some lady's name or something, and it was all because they said he was highly intoxicated on this Skippy.
On Skippy.
So that, you know, these guys probably like making syrup because you got drunk making it. So
yeah, I think that sounds fun, making syrup.
that sounds like
I'm about out of cane syrup.
I believe I might be looking into Skippy. I might be voting as a lady myself. But anyway, here we got the cooking and the baking. And
Hey, we'll zoom up on this process here.
So, and also you can use this syrup as a sweetener. So, you know, we have Dixie Crystal Sugar Company, and the truckers call us Sugar City. So, you know, all this stuff is no mistake. You just can't make this up here. We got questions. I got a smokehouse out here.
On to the next question.
Yeah, a smokehouse.